Thank you so much. So we were just discussing, just kidding that person who sells gold is at the last. So in case the stock market is not working, guys, gold is next thing to go for probably. Please guide them about your stores. All right. So the topic today is around acting right with AI, best practices for now and the next. We have a diverse panel here. We have someone from the media, we have someone from jewelry retail, we have someone from automobile, pharma, someone from finance and all, right? So we'll have a good conversation today, which is primarily around AI and the best practices around it. Now, giving a couple of examples. So AI is here to and actually change the way we are working, right? It is augmenting the way we are operating today. Whether it comes from ability to predict something or to generate a new text or an image, or it can also hallucinate, right? Like for example, someone was asking, what is the best food or favorite food in France? And it responded as French fries, which is not the case, right? So that's how AI hallucinates. If the prompt is right, probably the things will be different. So we're talking about the best practices today. Yeah. So I'll begin the conversation. I'll start with Mr. Prasad. So Prasad, from media, you're coming from media and entertainment, right? With the AI evolving rapidly, many organizations today are seeing kind of a FOMO, fear of missing out, right? And they have the urge of getting into AI. So what is your advice to these guys?
Yeah. First of all, thank you for the inviting me among such accomplished analysts. And FOMO, actually, FOMO has two meanings. One is fear of missing, one feeling of missing out, whatever it may be. It's common for the hype. Why? Because some other industry will be there. Okay, I implemented this AI tool. Why can't you? Like that. Maybe this industry, maybe we are backlog like that. We think that's fear of FOMO. So we can avoid this because if implementation of the any tool, available tool, whatever it may be, it should not be like that. We have to identify the cases as per our industry. What is our requirement? Which cases we have to identify the cases as per our industry and as per our applications. So these identified after the identification of the cases, we have to find out the tools. Which tool is required? Otherwise, you have to develop the tool as per our industry requirement. In this case, suppose somebody told that avoid of the implementation of the unnecessary tools or unnecessary data tools to our industry. So we have to find out this one. And this tool, generally AI tool is enabler. It's not for the replacement of the manpower. So we have to enable, we have to develop the tool and enable this. We have to use the tool for the continuously sometime and monitoring what is output is coming, and then only we have to implement the final implementation. We have to take care there. That also we have to take care here. And FOMO means, I will tell one example personally. 3 years back, we have one website is there, booking engine. It's cost around 3,000 or 4,000 bucks per each booking ticket, and that is running since. But one of the vendor from Pune, they came. We have this is the AI enabled tool. And why can't you implement this one, and your revenue will be growth will be 60%. This mail sent to all the directors and entire group, MDs and all the directors. Immediately they started, because why we lost 60% of the revenue because of this. They asked, and we called that guy vendor. And we asked them to give the presentation. They given the presentation, and but presently what we have exactly same thing they have presented, and finally what they said is simple thing. They said your tickets cost will be 3,000 bucks, you said, and on an average 5,000 persons will come per day. That is average what we have told them. What he said, what he advised is, as per our AI tool, if your ticket rate is 2000, up to 3000 persons or 2500 persons, you can put the same ticket. If it is 2500, more than 2500 persons, then you can increase the ticket rate. They say. So like that, you can increase the cost. But it's not our policy. Tool is there, but it's not our policy. We should not, as per our policy, ticket rate will be common for entire whoever bought the ticket. So that we didn't implement it that way. That's the case what we have. Thank you.
Thank you. I hope that does not increase the rate, the prices. We all visit Ramoji many times. So please don't increase it though. Alright, moving on. My next question is to Vishal. Vishal, you come from the retail space, specifically the jewelry segment. With the flood of AI tools and the solutions in the market, how can companies have a structured approach? Yeah, is it okay?
Hey, hi, good morning.
Yeah, we can hear you. So I was saying, with the flood of AI tools and solutions in the market, yeah, how can companies actually create a structured approach of selecting the right technology, LLM, generative AI, and how?
Yeah, hi, good morning. Thank you, Tushar. So basically now AI is something, the buzzword. Now everybody wants to implement something on their business. Now, what is the biggest mistake people are doing it? They are simply wanted to implement the solution without knowing that what is our problem statement. I would suggest whoever wants to implement any solution, any AI tool, they should understand first the problem statement, understand what organization they want it, and then pick up a right solution which needs to be in line with the business goals or the objective. Here, because since I came from the retail industry, predominantly into the jewelry segment, what I feel that for me, my problem statement, the inventory or demand forecasting, because I have a 40 plus stores across South India. Now I need to cater all the stores, what kind of SKUs I need to keep it there. So based on the historical data, so I need to predict that. Now, apart from that, the pricing, those also, probably my pricing would not be same for all the stores, or probably whatever SKUs I am keeping it for each of the stores. That varies on the geographical. So, or probably the seasonable, because the jewelry, everybody knows that these all are the seasonable business. Now, on the which season, what kind of SKUs I need to keep, all this kind of my problem statement. When I say these, so whatever solution I am picking up, I need to, my human intervention also may be required there, because whatever AI, because now the AI, whatever they are showing up or popping out, those all are the, probably sometimes it is a hallucination also. We need a human in the loop so that that data to be validated by somebody. So and meanwhile, whatever solution you are building up or you are putting in place, that has to be also in line so that, probably it may be cloud, it may be on-prem, both, and it has to be, the GDPR compliances or CCPA compliances, or probably now DPDP. So all these needs to be compliant so that, you can keep all the user data or the all the other data has to be secure. So this is the thing which I wanted to put up. Thank you.
Thanks, Vishal. That was quite detailed. I'll move on to Arvind now. Arvind, you are representing automobile industry. In your industry, what are the strategies anyone should adopt for avoiding over-promising or setting the expectations right?
So hi, myself Arvind. Right. So on this question, I would like to answer that the literacy is more important thing, right, on the AI part for every stakeholders, whoever working in any organizations. Based on their industry, they have to prepare their standard operation procedures, like SOPs we call. I came from the automobile industry, so we prepare a SOP before manufacturing any products or something. So when it comes to any products, like AI is the another product for us now. we have to set the standard operations for it, and the clear guidelines to be set to the or each and every employee, that what to use, what not to use, and how the AI will respond. We don't know. Whatever that answer, we can't believe on that. But there should be a certain checkpoint should be there, where we called add a quality check. Like, so yeah, these measures has to be taken, and there is no I think chance. It should be a continuous learning should be there, because AI I can say that it's an evolvement. How the human evaluation is done, the same kind of thing is happening with the AI. It's more getting improved, and the machine is creating is the another machine here. So all you aware of the chitty robots, I think. So it create one robot to another robot, same kind of things and the same kind of subject it is actually. So that's what I can say.
Sure. Can you give us maybe a couple of, maybe one example from the automobile space where you have actually used AI, ML, or you see getting used?
Yeah, I can see in my liner, I think in the manufacturing unit, we have a plant called Benelli India. We are the manufacturer for it. So in every stage, we should have a checkpoint for the quality. Whether that torque and whatever the screw fitting is there, that fitment is properly done or not. At every stage, someone has to check. So now we have replaced with the one machinery where the torque and whatever the minimum and maximum torque should be there, that is aligned there. So it checks and it pass on to another stage. But we are not relied on the completely machinery. The manual checkpoint should be also there, is there, and they will check and they will pass on the QC sheet and they will throw away.
Thank you so much for sharing an example. Yogendra, let's come to you. You and me both are pharma here, so we can talk for an hour at least. But anyways, I'll just stick myself here. So what are the key challenges organization face while deployment of AI solutions?
So I was hearing, I thought I would be answering this kind of challenge. It's better to talk when everybody has talked. But anyway, what I was just noting down, we heard 60% revenue impact. We heard legacy and compliance problem. We heard machine creating another machine. Now, if we go a little bit in history, that in human evolution, any time when technology has come up, the first thing came is the resistance, right? Followed by the acceptance and followed by the dependence. Internet has become as important as oxygen to us, right? If you go back history in 1600, 1700 centuries, first time when the printing press came, people were very worried, what would about the control of information, everybody will replicate many copies, how the true copy and how the data privacy and other stuff. And so if you come to internet, when the internet came in 1993 or somewhere, right, it was the same problem, right? How we'll handle the data privacy and how the information compliance will be in place. Now, what I see, AI adoption, AI challenge, but anyway, this is very subjective opinion. I call it more than technical problem, it's a tactical problem. And when I say it's a tactical problem, I can actually explain this word itself. Tactical means the first thing is the trust and reliance. If your AI is giving any prediction or any declaration, how you trust it? And that cannot happen. I think now this is the age of implementing XAI, which is explanation AI, right? You can take help of the models like SAFe model, right? SAFe additive explanation, or line model, right? Local interpretable model agnostic explanation. So the trust and reliance is the first and foremost important thing we have to adopt, and especially in life science industry, right? We come from the data of human handling data, right? The compliance is very important for us. The rest of the challenges I think is not so complex. There are solutions around it. There are technical solutions around it. If I say, if again just I expand this word, technical. First is trust and reliance. Second, we can, I can call it, adoption and change management. C, again, you talked about, Vishal, compliance and regulatory stuff, right? And another T is again technical in nature, technology integration, or when you're sitting with your CFO, what is the investment and ROI, right? Yes, there are few other challenges that, you need accelerated hardware, you need more amount of GPU, more amount of tensor processing unit. But, thanks to the cloud technology and with our auto scale, I can very well overcome that. First and foremost, I think you talked about, the last challenges, which I can call it, legacy data challenges, right? You have a huge amount of legacy data. You cannot replace your system in a day. It would require, so first your AI has to shake hand, right? Adopt that. By the time user understand this and they get acquainted it. So that is the approach. I think I covered few of challenges. But to conclude my thought, I think there are no much of technical challenges. If I give this example, in when the Apollo 11 was launched, in 1963 somewhere, right? 1963, a man was landed on moon with how much RAM, anybody idea? The RAM size was 2.5 KB, right? So in 1963, if Apollo 11 can go with a 2.5 KB RAM, I think we have enough technical, threshold available today. So technology is not inadequate. Technical problems are not the challenge. I think tactical problem is the bigger challenge.
So, given some use cases, and what you have done, which has made you overcome those challenges, Yogendra?
If I talk about use cases, well, we have taken the use cases which is close to the heart of scientists. What is their day-to-day problem? Let's say a chemist is setting up the reaction, is putting A and B. He needs to read a lot of literature that what could be C. Now with the use of reaction prediction, and there are a lot of GitHub models available, I actually can create a mathematical model of chemistry and actually I can predict that if you mix C plus D, this is going to be formed, and if you change this condition, your reaction yield would be higher. Something like that. So we have to take use cases which are close to the heart of your business users. If you unnecessarily try to automate a process, just putting unnecessary RPAs, that does not get well adopted. Like LLM, right? Say for example, in your sales team, you keep filling those no-brainers of answering RFIs. You have filled thousands of RFIs. LLM can but digest this entire content and another RFI at least with the accuracy of 70% it can fill and give you. So it will help you to respond to that RFI much quickly. And there are many, but I will let the others speak.
Sure, thank you so much, Yogendra, for that. It was quite insightful. I'll go on next. I think Anjaiah, let's head on to you. You come from handwear, and like we were joking, we all might have used it this morning. So, from AI perspective, what are the critical parameters when you are evaluating this AI solutions across the market? There are many AI solutions in the market. So, what are the critical parameters you actually deploy to evaluate the right AI solution for you?
Am I audible? So it's a very tricky question. I'll answer why I'm saying it is a tricky. So first of all, very good morning. My name is Anjaiah. I represent Somany Impresa group. We are a group of businesses, Hindware Home Innovations Limited, AJ Group, building products and the container. That's the primary products we are into. But I think Tushar, so the reason I said tricky is by the time we implement and make it live, at the pace the technology is evolving, it's becoming obsolete. So we have to be ultra cautious of choosing the solutions, and the parameters, what we think today, are also kind of evolving. So the first and foremost, of course, there's no order in it. So one is of course the organization or whether it is a startup or whatever it is, to whom we are working with, the skill and the capability of the people that they've employed to work on that the solution, and the models that they so deploy to as part of that AI solution, right? Even in LLMs, Llama, SLMs, so it's too many things that are actually kind of getting into the market. Plus, again, there's no order, security. How secure my data is, right? So although we say GDPR, DPDPA and all that compliant, but again, still it is, although, we cannot say it is a niche, it is actually the kind of, the thing that we have to go with it, but still there is unknown element, right? So, and on top of that, how scalable the solution is. Today, if you look at it, based on whatever we kind of, into the industry and then looking at it, HR space, to an extent, it is kind of matured. But there are a lot of other areas, HR is one element of it, right? So the other areas still to mature. So let's say if I pick a partner or a solution for HR, so the scalability comes into question. Again, do I have to deploy one for the supplier, one for the buyer, one for the sales, one for the employee? Where is the end? Do I need to again have multiple solutions? So how scalable, so that's again a question, it's a big question mark, right? And again, I think Yogendra was answering adoption, like how we set the expectations within the organization, and then what is the objective, right? So the primary objective and the value that it's supposed to drive. That I think the base that we need to one should at least have before we get to the AI solution. I have quite a few, I think, again, I'm saying like parameters, what we see today, it's also varying. It's like, like a pace it is moving, it's very difficult to say that.
So it actually intrigues me to ask you this, how do you manage to keep up with this pace?
Very nice, the good question. You know what, what we do is, we have to try. I cannot say like, so there may be a better solution tomorrow, let me wait. I cannot wait. I have to try. And I have to do a POC, the pilot, and run it. If it is working, go with it. I know for sure it may be becoming obsolete, but I cannot live with it. I have to try. That's what we do it.
Another important aspect when you do POCs, I think, is also the organization's appetite to adopt failures, because not every POC will be success, right? I remember I always had this thing in my mind that all my products or projects, whatever I run, are 100% success. Until last year, when we had to kill a big product which we were working on, did not fly that well, and that taught me a very important lesson. I think it's important to also accept failures. And the organization's appetite to accept failure and move on is equally important when you are failing in something.
Oh, and that's important, very, very important. I'll tell you, we could have tried 100 plus use cases by this time. Ever since I think maybe last 18 months, or maybe a little more, we've been trying. And out of which, I would say, there were little over 25 use cases are actually live. So that means, Yogendra, I think.
When you said that, I think we need to keep dedicated budget for failures only.
Yeah. So it's very important. Yeah.
So looking at current market rate, if you're getting your budgets approved for failures, please do pass on some money here as well. All right, thanks Anjaiah. I'll move on, and I think the next question is for Akshay. Akshay, you are representing energy sector on this panel. And there has been a lot of talk about this new buzzword called agentic AI. That AI agents is the next big thing coming in the market, and how it is going to disrupt the space. Like last 1 or 2 years back, AI was probably. Today, agentic AI is the talk of the town. So what is your take on agentic AI?
So first of all, thank you everyone for giving me the opportunity on the panel. So I think, so Tushar, if I have to take it, I will still say it is a buzzword. It's more of a marketing and sales jargon that we are still getting used to. Agentic AI is something which will depend a lot on the context in which you are deploying it. Okay? The context here has to be a mature process with very clearly defined rules and alternate solutions that you can deploy. You cannot, in general, deploy agentic AI on anything and everything. I think I'll take a very industry agnostic example. A simple example will be any of your basic helpline ticketing system, whether it is your ServiceNow or anything. Now, once a ticket is put, there is only a finite number of ways it can be handled. Now, why do you need someone manually to keep making those multiple interventions into multiple systems? There are ways to automate it, and that is one example where agentic AI is useful. Another potential use case you can think of is when you're dealing with customer service, where you get multiple kinds of feedback. The models can be built to train and understand the feedback, and then appropriately divert to the right people. To me, agentic AI is still something which is evolving, and I think very nascent for us to have a very firm stand on. I think that is it on agentic at least. It is something which is very promising, but a lot depends on the context. Only for mature processes, in my opinion, mature processes, yes, it makes sense. Anything which is still evolving or there's too much human intervention today, that will not something which will work.
So, alright, so let's take maybe one more deep dive on the agentic part. Let's take an example of a mature process. Yeah? What could be the critical success factor for that particular process to succeed, and what others can learn from your experiences? Maybe you can share that.
Sure. So, I think I shared a couple of examples where things are very, I'll say very clearly rule driven, and we can solve for. One potential, another, I'll say mature process would be, maybe we can get into a manufacturing space in terms of quality, where there are very clearly defined criteria of how things have to work. Now, anyone who is doing a quality analysis, there are very clear thresholds, what he is supposed to follow. There's a very clear guidelines, SOPs that you need to follow to get there. Now, instead of that person doing it, can an agent or a virtual agent be deployed to do it? Because the rules are so clearly defined, it is very much possible to do something like that. So to me, that is one another example where mature process can be supported through agentic AI. Agentic AI is much more of an enabler to do things faster, reducing chances of errors, and getting you a predictable outcome. So I hope that answers the question, Tushar.
So I just would like to add on something here. So it's a continuous improvement. Like already we have discussed on this. It's a continuous improvement. Then it required the internal trainings as well for the internal teams. So that can be works. Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks Akshay, for sharing that insight. I go on to the last panelist, Mr. Shriram Reddy. So Shriram, you are representing finance, yeah, and I know more regulated than even pharma. So what is your take on what place does the innovation take when businesses are leveraging AI techniques and AI models?
Hey, hi, good morning. I think everyone on the panel team and speakers who have been there. And a lot of
my panelists all been covered a lot of points. I got the last chance to speak here, but I'll try to cover. I think my name is Shriram Reddy. I'm heading a technology in TrueCare Finance, and TrueCare Finance into leading into lending. We do a lot of lending and financial digital banking products. I think everyone in the room, mostly the day start with lending, day start with finance, and day close with finance. In a day, you have a banking transaction, financial transactions, everything. So coming to AI or Gen AI, right? The way everyone talking about AI, right? Artificial intelligence is going. Whether the human intelligence is going behind the artificial, or artificial is trying to solve the human intelligence. There were different questions. Debate is going on there. So I still say that the human intelligence is far better than the artificial intelligence, right? Giving an example to you, when you deal day-to-day life, right? When we were in the financial industry, we come under the very regulated entities, RBIs and SEBI and all. We do a lot of compliance and everything there. So the data we collect from the customers, from every individual, the data points we have it, which is compared to other industries, which is higher than for us. We hold a lot of data of the customer journey data, which is your financial data, banking data, demographic data. All data we are holding right now, and we playing in a data in a backend, trying to give a better service to the customer, right? I think one of the use you can see, the legacy long time back, maybe 2-3 years down the line, whenever someone wanted to apply a bank account or going back to any financial product in the industry, it has to go to the bank branching product. Now we are coming to the phone banking. Now we are moving to phone banking concept which come up, right? The technology evaluating and reaching the products to the customer nest. Now no need to customer travel back to in a bank or an institution of anywhere, because the products are coming to the customer doorstep, which is how the industry is farly going right now. But there is a challenge always, right? The DPDP, the guidelines and data privacy and all these things. How data you are using and how data modeling you are using is the most important, right? If I doesn't know my output of the data, which I am relying on my input data, it is always give a psychos, that it will give a dilemma to you, right? If I wanted to get some output in my data, if I doesn't know what I have been giving input, then I'm relying on the inception data or getting output data and trying to running a models on that, it will give a lot of challenges in the life. So giving an example, in everyone's, we using a data in very regular basis. When we are trying to using a data to predictioning that what is the next customer. Let's say the customer who wanted to take a financial product or you want to take any banking account in the life, whether the customer would be a right customer to bank or right customer to lending institution. This entire process we run on the certain data which has come from the various sources in the life, right? But however, the data accuracy is not up to the mark today in the market. I'm just saying, because we are getting a lot of data collection, right? Every day we paying a transactions, everywhere the data collection happen. Do you expecting to run the AI on those data and predicting to the customer scoring and everything, which is not at all right away, right? Every customer had their own challenges with that. So we always still, the process wise, efficiency wise, optimize wise, we've been using AI, but as person, as a human touch is most important to them when we try to meet the customers or interacting with the customers. Still that process we have not changed. Only we optimize using AI, we just optimize the process. That's how we are doing. And I want to add something on the cyber security and in terms of security. There are a lot of data is going out and what data has to be maintained, and cyber security is most important, significantly going to play with us. And the machine learning which is coming out. So we are trying to play with the machine learning and AI together, trying to protect the data of the customers, which has been sitting in the lot of databases. So that still evaluation is going. That's how. Thank you.
I have one question for him. So every day we are getting 5-6 calls from the banks to take a home loan. So please tell me whether it is AI driven or human.
So it's a very right question being mentioned actually. People had one curiosity in generally in our organization, every organization, when AI comes, will they replace the people? Will the AI can do our work, and then what we do, right? I'm asking your question instantly. Today, chatbots and AI has been lot more improved, right? Most of the time when you're interacting other person, you doesn't know that person is the AI. You're not able to identify that. So today the industry, the finance industry has completely, I'm not saying 100%, we moved 50% to AI-based calling. So you are getting calls, who will sit, a time set call, right? If you say 5 o'clock, he will get a 5 o'clock sharp. If you tell to give a 6 o'clock, it will give a call 6 o'clock. These are all AI-driven calls, completely in backend. So that's why we are trying to reach customers not 5 times, we are targeting 10 times also. Because as long as you hesitate or you give a feedback to us, yeah.
Hello. Yeah, so the Indian government has also learned this, and they are giving some special numbers which you should answer, and all other calls we will avoid. So now, whenever next time you get a call, please contact Shriram. He's the man behind those calls, and the AI is calling you guys. So be careful. All right.
Also,
So,
one thing I want to mention that, when we are getting a calls, we always, in our life of journey in a banking or financial everywhere, we by default or maybe unfortunately, there is a regulatory say, you have to declare yourself. Somewhere you are declaring that I am okay to receive the calls. The cautious, while reading the terms and conditions, most of the people will not read the terms and conditions, will look the product. Because the product looks the beauty, but the terms will be in the back end will be different. So whenever you're taking the term, that means you're ready to get the calls.
yeah, we should at least know where we have said yes. And how many years back, I don't know when did I say yes to a credit card company, and I get called at least twice a day. So yeah, you want to reflect something again on this?
Even the terms,
Yeah, go ahead please.
Sorry. I was taking 2 points from the panelists, what they talked about. A is that I was thinking that this is first time in history, we have developed many technologies, but human always has a control and decision power on all this technology. You have AK-47 in your hand, but trigger and lock is with you. This is first time technology has got a decision power. And that is where it is one of the very biggest challenges to increase the trust and reliance. I think there is a competition going on between, organic brain and inorganic brain. Organic brain, which is our brain, inorganic brain, which is the silicon brain. Now, when there is always conflict between organic and inorganic, listen the heart of organic brain. That's one of the mantra. And second, adoption and change management. I think I was getting the scenario. If you see, I heard that we need to take decision, right? If we do not take decision, the negative forces are already taking decision faster than you, right? Hackers are adopting much better AI than we do. So if this keep going, right, we understand what is going to happen. And if you see, we as a human, very good at adoption. 60s, right? Somebody decided that voting rights would be through a voter ID card, right? And somewhere in 93, everybody remember the name of TN Session, right? Planning Commissioner, he said no, photo ID card. Now you know that in 1993, how many digital cameras, taking such kind of decision for a country like India, right? 1.5 billion people, this change management is not easy. Not only that, not only photo identity card, you go ahead with the Aadhaar card, right? You go ahead with, KYC, right? Whole your banking digital transformation depends on KYC, right? PAN card interlinking, you're filling your ITR so easily. So we are very good at adoption, provided we take decision on time, and provided we take decision which is, again, it is close to the regular need of the people. That's what I just wanted.
Sure.
By the way, there is a joke I was thinking, AI has gone to a psychiatrist, why?
Right.
Because of neural problems,
Fantastic. I also saw a video on the internet that someone started one question with a ChatGPT on one phone, and on another phone, another ChatGPT was on. And both the bots were talking to each other. And that conversation lasted for hours. Question and answer, and question and answer. It was going on for like hours. So that's the world we are going to live in. So that brings me to the last question. We have 5 minutes on the board, guys, and each one of you will answer one by one. What is the future? Yeah, we have spoken about today's world. What is the future? 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. Will we see autonomous cars on Indian roads, or will we see bots or robots moving across at cops? Or do you think that is too far? How does 2030 look to you in the AI world where we are today? Maybe we'll start with Yogendra and then we'll pass it on to respective panelists. Want to start first?
I already talked about 30, 40 years back, I was seeing the STD meter that how much to talk after hello, right? Because it was ringing. Now, now it is free, right? You don't even think, right? So there is a use and misuse balance. We need to use technology more. Another 30 years back, what technology can give, yes, there are, sci-fi movies are there, right? But I think a lot of reality, who has thought 30 years back, I will be calling in a video call free of cost, right? So yes, technology will save humongously. In India, driverless car is still not adopted. In China, they are using it, right? But it is not only the technology which will go in one hand. It is the auxiliary infrastructure is also important. So if you only think that only AI will go linear path, it will not happen unless accessory subsidiary infra goes along with this.
So I think everyone know about the Elon Musk recent launch of the new robo Optimus, right? So he launched and he shown that the robo can serve the tea, coffee, and he can do the bartendering, all these things. So going forward in next 10 years, might be in next 15 years or next 20 years, all the machineries, whatever the machineries related works, so far it will be replaced with the robotics things and with the AI as per my.
Again, my take on this is I'm slightly more, I'll say, conservative compared to the kind of changes which might come in. I think any, I'll say, shift in the technology takes a much longer time. If I really think about it, the way we started talking about analytics 10 years back and today is when we are actually seeing the adoption and actual scale up across the industries with actual enterprise class use cases. I think that is where AI will get us to. AI, the entire regulatory framework, the evolution of that. But I think for now, for us to scale to that potential, what is important is we get our foundations right, make sure the elements around data integrity, data availability, and data granularity are solved for. And again, the evolution in terms of the use cases and scale up, because still today, a lot of things that we say are AI are actually not AI. What we started with, today AI is much more of a buzzword than an actual generative AI. We are moving towards that from an academic perspective, but the enterprise scale up of that is still further away than just 2030 in my opinion.
Yeah, coming 5 years, yes, what you it's only robots will work, humans will be sleeping. And Elon Musk also, what is that? Some chip he put on the brain, no? Otherwise neurochip. You have to put the neurochip for each brain, otherwise robots will work.
I think the tough question to answer actually. So, well, do I have an answer? I don't think I have an answer. Maybe this panel discussion, I don't think it would happen to me, right? So all that we're already seeing, like with the neural link and so many things are actually happening with agentic AI coming in. So I don't know where it goes. Honestly speaking, so where the human might become more lazy, we don't know. So our human might become more active, we don't know. Maybe the whole production, what you see on the market, what you see in the streets, maybe only the bots, virtual, not physical. Don't know. I can't say, honestly.
I would say that AI, the two things I always mention, and Yogendra sir has mentioned rightly, organic and inorganic. The both point I agree with you, Lloyd. The human intelligence still is far better than the AI because we have to today the day start. The morning 5 o'clock we wake up. Today I used to see that in our fathers and forefathers a long time back. They have to wake up by 4 o'clock without any alarm and everything. Today we come with alarm. We are just with the get the alarm, we are wake up. If the alarm is not come, then the day goes. So that's how human is changing. Right? The human is adopting what need to be adopted, what not need to be adopted is the choices to us. AI can make everything, but AI can do everything. But whether human things can do AI, if say no, I feel my opinion was because the human intelligence is better than because we can build the things and we can control the things. Because depending on AI is always challenge. But yes, AI can use predict your thing. I think I can say something on the health because of the post-COVID. A lot of we have learned, right? A lot of things have come, new things have come up. We are post-COVID and pre-COVID. The things got changed. The hospital chain, medical industry completely got changed. The way the medical industry worked, the pharma industry worked, today is completely changed. The way but all these because of AI, no. It is of learning of something is in the industry, in the market, the things are changing. That is how it's working. So, but again, AI can optimize the process, but AI can't be do everything what you wanted. Depending on AI also, it not to be good idea, but again, where we can use, where we cannot use, I have to defining the boundaries is us to use. That's it.
I echo with actually Anjaiah. So we don't know that where we will go. But because from specific to my industry, earlier we used to go stores to buy the jewelries. Now the users or the customer they want a virtual try on. They are sitting at home. They want to check the product on the virtual try on. So hereafter I don't know what the customer are expecting. And rightly said Anjaiah, we need to just wait and watch, and those things need to be implemented in the system and to support the customers.
Sure, thank you, Vishal. We have any questions from the audience here? Maybe one or two we can take, maybe a couple of them. Any questions? Yeah, there is one. Can you?
Hi all. Hello. Hello. Okay, not needed. I think I can ask the question. Good morning, everybody. So I have a simple question. Anybody has implemented right POC using agentic AI so far in the room? Just would like to understand their experience. Agentic AI.
So I'll repeat the question. The question is, anyone in the room has implemented a POC on agentic AI so far? Okay. Yeah. There is one hand up at the last. Can we pass on the mic to him, please?
Check. Okay.
Yeah, hi, good morning. I am from Coromandel International. Agentic AI, we are just about to use the POC, we are just going on. But the RAG framework we are using from last 6 months. And we have used it for HR, for legal compliance, for EHSS compliance. So all these 3 areas, and along with one bot that is working for introduction to the our customer. So that bot is also working. So like RAG framework, right now, before 6 months, it was the latest technology. But from now 1 or 2 months, it is like all agentic AI is coming. So we are putting some of the AI agent into that framework only. So like some agent will have some more functions that will link the data with our database. So that function we are putting into that framework.
Great. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We had time for this one question. In case you have any questions, the panelists are here, you can discuss with them. I'll quickly summarize, guys, and then we can take leave. Yeah. Sure. Started the panel discussion with the question on FOMO, fear of missing out. Prasad spoke about don't look at others too much blindly, identify the right use cases, identify the right tools. AI tools are enablers. He gave an example of website. Some partner came and said 60% revenue will increase with AI recommendation. However, which did not happen. So pick your battles rightly is what the message was. We spoke about how do we select the right tech. Vishal took the question, and I think he also alluded on a similar point that don't trust any tool blindly. Identify the right problem statements. Around 40 odd stores and so many SKUs, the pricing is also some way you are using a machine learning. But he also mentioned about how do we validate the data. Human in the loop is important. He also alluded around GDPR, DPDP compliances, which is important for all of us here. After that, we spoke about strategies. And Arvind spoke about literacy, which is important, an SOP-driven approach to be defined, the guidance to be set for employees, the right quality checks are important. AI is improving day by day as we speak. However, he also mentioned about one of his manufacturing site where the QC is done by ML, by an ML model. And the manual check is still happening today, but probably in future we will do away with the manual check. Then we jumped to challenges, and my friend Yogendra spoke about it. He started with resistance, independence, and then dependence again. He gave us an example that when internet came, there were a lot of questions around how data privacy can be taken up. He alluded around tactical problems rather than technology problems. He spoke about trust and reliance, which is important. Compliance is important. Adoption and change management, technology integration, GPU, tech, legacy data are basic challenges. He also spoke about how Apollo landed the moon with just 256 KB RAM. Yeah, so that's a good benchmark for all of us. A couple of use cases he mentioned. One is how can prediction of science A plus B plus C equals to D? How can that be fast tracked using AI? He also spoke about how RFPs can be filled using LLMs. Yeah. Then we spoke about evolution. Anjaiah took the question, and he also mentioned that the pace at which the technology is changing, we need to keep up with the pace. He spoke about how skills of people and the models are important. He touched briefly upon security. Scalability is another aspect which he mentioned around maturity. Not every space is mature. For example, HR space is quite good mature that way. Adoption and expectation setup is important. I asked him about what does he do to keep up pace with the change of technology. He did mention that keep on doing POC, and we spoke about adopting failures equally. Yeah. Then we jumped to agentic AI. Akshay took the question. He did mention that it's a buzzword today, and still the context is important. Mature processes and with a given set of rules, agentic AI can work well. For smaller use cases, it may not. He gave 3 examples. One was ticketing system, ticketing tool. Second was customer service. Third was manufacturing quality, where the processes are largely set. Right now, it is in a nascent stage. The critical success factor is rule-driven. Yeah. Then we went to innovation. Shriram took the question. He said human intelligence is still superior than artificial intelligence as of now. Data can be used for giving back to the customers, finding recommendations and all. The phone banking world, how the world has changed from the traditional way or to new way. The data models are important. Accuracy of the data is important, which we lack today. How do we optimize the processes, and how do hackers are actually improving, and the AI-based attacks are coming into play. My friend also mentioned about how voter ID in 1960s were a problem, and then later in 1990s it became a photo ID rather than a voter ID. Then we spoke about future. Yogendra thinks that the technical challenges are not there. Infrastructure is something which we need to work upon. Arvind spoke about Optimus by Elon Musk, wherein a tea coffee can be served by machines. Machines will replace human as per Arvind in the next 10 odd years. Akshay spoke about, I think he was conservative about this. He mentioned that the shift will take some time. It's a paradigm shift. It will take some time. Stick to the basics is what his message was. Prasad spoke about robots will work more as compared to machine. Robots can be virtual or physical as well. Anjaiah spoke about Neuralink, while the future is unpredictable today. Shriram spoke about humans still being superior, humans adopting AI, and the world is changing like medicines and pharma, the world is changing soon. Vishal finally concluded saying that the future is unpredictable today. However, in his stores, probably they are looking at e-commerce, which is kind of a digital transformation lever for you guys today, and the recommendations which come from the AI. So with this, the panel, I summarized it, and thank you so much, gentlemen, for being here. It was a pleasure hosting you.